And to be able to concentrate, I need energy. And to have energy, I've got to take in all the energy that's been taken from me by the 10,000 things. You know, my over-ambition, my need to be validated, you know, my need for a partner, you know, whatever it is, you know, most people give their energy away to the lowest common denominator, which is the World Wide Web. They spend lots of time on the World Wide Web expending energy or being bled of energy. So, and you know, this was an exercise Geoff used to do. He used to give people a trigger, and they would just go boom, and they would just talk shit. And he was very good at saying to people, look, you know, I've just emptied him. I've just took all his energy out. So we need to make sure that we're talking. We mentioned Buckminster Fuller earlier on, a great book called The Critical Path, where he said once he understood sound and talking, he said, I never spoke for a year. He said, there's nothing wrong with talking. He said, you just got to make sure that what you talk contains tinctures of light, of love, of energy. He realised how much damage we do when we don't control the sound. And now in Japanese martial arts, they would call it Kota Damagaku. It's a technique. It's the practice of magic sound. In Hermeticism, it's called, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, I can't remember, but there's, in all the different faiths, they have, you know, they have a concept of using sound to create. You know, in the Old Testament, the world was created by sound. God spoke and the world was created. So we use sound and we create from sound. I can go from here now and I can use sound and symbols to produce food. Those sounds and symbols need to be backed by a vow, by a promise. My credit card I need to be trustworthy of that. I need, you know, and so my sound needs to be aligned. But I could go and create a car, or I could create a house with the use of sound. That's basically what you do. You know, we're just using sound to create, but the sound needs to be aligned. It needs to come from an aligned place. We need to know how to use sound. So that's a practice on its own. We're using sound now. On the door, I used to use sound to destroy people. Just by collecting the sound and driving it through an aggressive filter, used to go inside people, explode their adrenals and trigger the flight response. It was a trick I used to play with people. So it meant I could win a fight without being physical. I've knocked people over with sound before, just with sound. It's so powerful. I've seen kids destroyed just with sound. We've seen kids on the internet who've been killed with subvocal sound. You know, people have criticised them and the subvocal sound's got inside them like a spirit and they've ended up committing suicide. Sound needs to be respected. But what is sound? Spirit. But is it a dark spirit or a light spirit? Well, if it's coming through a kind filter, it's going to be a light spirit. It's going to go out and it's going to create. It's not going to be catabolic, it's going to be anabolic. So everything I've done comes from watch my back. Everything continues to come from that. It's an acorn that's continuing to grow.
Well, it's been 10 years we've been talking, and Geoff, you're very much what we're about here at London Real.
Thank you.
You know, so many themes that you talk about are things that we've, you know, explored over the last 10 years and will continue for the next few decades. I don't think there's a coincidence in that.
No.
It's just, I think you speak so many universal human truths, and thank God of your creation that we're allowed to be reminded of that all the time.
Oh, thank you. And I rang you up and said, can I come on? Because I want to talk about the book. And you just said, yeah, come down. Want a bit longer with you.
You always, I wanted longer with you.
Yeah, but that was my fault, because last time I didn't tell you, but I was a bit burnt out, and I was struggling to manage my energy, so I apologise. And I did say to you, I've only got an hour and a half, but I was in a regenerative phase. Yeah. I just finished these 2 books, and I was just rebalancing. So I apologise for that, but we put no time limit on it today, and we disappeared time, which is one of the siddhas, which I love.
It's beautiful. The book is 99 Reasons to Forgive. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I highly recommend people take a look at it. And like you said, it's a panacea for all, which is a bold statement. And we don't really necessarily need to know what happened to you, but if you take ownership of it and start going through these processes and these budos, you can really change everything.
Absolutely.
I've had experience doing this myself. So
there's a lovely line in the Zohar. It says, don't worry that you don't understand what this spirit is doing when it goes in. The devil understands. Don't worry that you don't understand this antibody. The virus will know what it is. Don't you worry. And don't worry if you're reading the book and you don't fully understand it. The soul will read it like a barcode.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy.
The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.